Police and EMS fist-fighting in the streets. Rampant cross-department animosity. Something even worse than both of those things. Hello, I'm Phil Hapman, and you're watching Weazel News. Let's begin the show by starting it. San Andreas Medical Services and the Los Santos Police Department held a joint press conference earlier today titled A New Era of First Responder Cooperation, and they discussed a horrifying conflict that has been occurring between the two groups. Dr. Werner Ernst, director of SAMS, and Commissioner Harry Cooter of the LSPD put out the following joint statement before the event. San Andreas, it's time to move forward. San Andreas Medical Services and the Los Santos Police Department are coming together for a historic press conference to address recent tensions, improve cooperation, and set a new standard for emergency response in our city. This event will focus on building a stronger relationship between both departments, ensuring that medics and officers can work efficiently, professionally, and without unnecessary conflict. Weazel News was encouraged to attend and obtained the following exclusive audio. On an unrelated note, if any camera operators are looking for work, please apply at the Weazel News building. Hello, Phil Hapman here. I am live at a press conference where in a few moments' time, government officials will discuss a scandal we are calling First Responder Gate until we can find a snappier name for it.
So, good evening, citizens of San Andreas and members of the press that have joined us. Over the past few months, there have been tensions and challenges in the working relationship between SAMS and LSPD. We face concerns about communication and operational cooperation and ensuring that medical staff can perform their duties as first responders. High command of the LSPD and SAMS have addressed this issue and have come to an agreement to host this press conference for the entire state to ensure that everybody knows that we are working on bettering ourselves as well as the cooperational, the first responder cooperation. Now, both our departments operate under high stress and pressure conditions. In the heat of the moment, misunderstandings can happen. However, what matters is that we address them and learn from them and put systems in place to ensure smoother coordination moving forward. So if you have a personal issue with the Los Santos Police Department, those issues are yours and yours alone as a member of the public. Any mention or dragging the San Andreas Medical Services or Los Santos Medical Center into your beef with the Los Santos Police Department will get a letter from our legal staff.
Yes, this reporter has a question, and that question is this. The miscommunication between the departments, it seems like a big deal, and that raises the question, just how big of a deal is it?
Miscommunication between the Los Santos Police Department and San Andreas Medical Services, it creates a much larger scale of an issue for the entire community, not just the departments, because if we cannot communicate with each other, we are unable to properly commit ourselves to our jobs with any personal conflicts that may arise between medical staff as well as officers of Los Santos Police Department, which would affect the community negatively, which would result in issues via Y or Instagram or Insta shots or any personal beef in person. Does that answer your question, sir?
It does. Question number 2 is the second question that I am going to ask you. What preventative measures have you put in place to prevent this from happening in the future?
San Andreas Medical Services as well as LSPD are going to be introducing new standard operating procedures which document a lot of guidelines towards communication as well as interprofessional teamwork between the departments, as well as mass trainings that will involve both departments to have everybody on the same page. Communication channels will be, or interdepartmental communication channels will be instated so that we have a way to address issues within the two departments with each other and go further down the line with them. as well as our community outreach programs that SAMS has been getting up off the ground. With the Stress Relief Foundation that we have introduced, will also involve officers as well as fire department once they are instated into San Andreas. We will all be coming together as to relieve stress and tension between the departments as well as the community.
Yeah, we're going to be working together a lot more rigorously. We're going to help train them where they need to be trained on a more physical level, not so much a medical level. They'll be helping in the field. We'll be helping them in the field. It'll be a good time.
Yes, this reporter has one final question, and that question is this. Weazel News has anonymous reports of police officers and EMS getting into actual fistfights while on the job. Can you comment on that?
Well, the city of Los Santos is a dangerous place. And oftentimes, LSPD, I know for certain, have been attacked by individuals, and we do have to apprehend them in a non-lethal way. Lots of times that will include either, fists. Sometimes they include a billy club, sometimes a taser. It all depends on the situation and what is the quickest way to, apprehend the suspect.
Well, sir, this is where the controversy of this story gets even more controversial. Weazel News has reports that EMS and PD have been fighting each other while on duty. Can you comment on that piece of it?
Do you know which officers or EMS staff that may be? Because I have not gotten any reports of that myself.
Oh my!
I can speak on this.
Passed by the current chief of police because that's not something that I was aware of. But I mean, I don't
think I was aware of either.
That so yeah, if that's happening, that's if that's happening and it's not something that both departments agreed on, I'm going to say the current chief of police would have to comment on that once they are back from their leave of absence. I can promise that we will do our absolute best and do everything in our power to ensure that the animosity has settled. However, none of us know the future. We don't know if something big would happen that might, strain that relationship. But we will do everything in our power to ensure that communication lines stay open and that we try to work together the best that we can.
Weazel News asked you, the viewer, the following question. Do you think EMS and LSPD will continue fighting? Do you not think that, or do you not think that? 48% said they shouldn't be fighting, 17% said it's okay, and 35% said they were confused by the way the question was posed. Will the temporary truce ease tensions between the departments? Will this only lead to more violence and suffering? Questions like these will be answered in the coming days. That concludes tonight's show. For all ongoing developments related to this story, stay tuned into Weazel News. This is Phil Hapman telling you the news you needed to know, because if you didn't know it before, now you do. Thanks to me, Phil Hapman. Once again, I'm Phil Hapman, and you can trust that if you heard it here, you definitely heard it. See you next time when more things happen that I will tell you about.